Hello, everyone. Hello. There we go. Sorry, I gotta turn on the music a little bit. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Sorry that it's been a minute since I've streamed. I got caught up in a couple of things outside of streaming. But we're back. And today, we're gonna be opening up the Spider-Man booster box, to play booster box that I got. And we're going to see what we can get. I know that this set's not been the most popular. I think it's funny. I like it. I like Spider-Man. I like this one a lot. I know it hasn't been received super well. A lot of people are saying it's just kind of fucking boring. It's like, oh, look, a town. Oh, look, a hot dog cart. I personally love it. In fact, I made a whole deck based on Bagel with Schmear and the hot dog cart. So I am enjoying the Spider-Man set quite a bit. I do think it is kind of weaker of the sets. There's not like a lot of cards that I would consider staples, but there's enough unique mechanics that I do like. You probably have already seen me talk about it, but we have this is the box that I got in, but I have purchased a couple of packs here and there. So like I got a collector's pack. We got Doc Ock's Henchman, Planes. Oh, this isn't a collector pack, but Doc Ock, Henchman, Planes, Goblin, Green Goblin. I'll just fucking turn on the camera. We got Planes, Green Goblin Revenant, Spider-Man, Daring Dino, Robotics Mastery, Common Crook, Selfless Police Captain, Unstable Experiment, Romantic Rendezvous, News Helicopter, Spider-Man No More, Spider Islanders, Rhino's Revenge. Like I said, Doc Ock's Henchman Foil. But I did pull this. Anti-Venom, Horrifying Healer. This card's actually worth 13 bucks. Probably going to fall a lot more. I have a friend who really has been searching for this one, and I have no plans, personally, with that card, so I'm going to give it to him. My goals, as you can see at the bottom here, we do have a couple that I'm trying to get. The Soul Stone would be extremely nice. And then we have Mr. Negative, Electro, Assaulting Battery, Web Shooters, Norman Osborn, and Spider-Ham Peter Porker. So Soulstone itself is just a really good deck. I think it just adds a lot of good stuff. It's a mana artifact that you tie up to add one. Black mana, paying 6+1. Exile a creature you control, harness the Soulstone. And then the affinity abilities, it's just really easy to cheat that out. Mr. Negative, he just seems kind of fun. I like the idea of what he does. Electro Assaulting Battery is insanely good, where you just add a lot of red mana. That's going to go in my Jeskai deck. Web Shooters, same thing. Add it to Jeskai. Norman Osborn into Green Goblin. I think it's funny. And then Spider-Ham Peter Porker would go really well with the Raccoon Precon from Bloomburrow. All of these are really, really fun cards. There's a lot of other cards I'm looking for. If I could get any of the Gwen Stacy's. I know Whist wanted one of the Gwen Stacy's. Miles Morales is a really fun one. I had a friend who he just pulled the like $100+ Miles Morales. It has sunk in price pretty severely since then. But here we are. Let's go ahead and get it open. It looks not super tampered with right now. The foil, the wrap is a little loose, but it's the correct wrap. I don't think it's been tampered with. I also don't think the set is super popular to get a tamper. I know right now, like, the Cosmic Foil Soulstone is worth a lot, but, you know, I don't think you're going to find it in a play booster. Okay. Look at that. So here are the archetypes. White blue is a modified. So it's equipment. White or black blue is Villain's Connive. Gaining value from the graveyard. Mayhem. It's Carnage. Carnage is that's the one thing, if I had to say I really fucking hate about the set, is that my boy Carnage is terrible. He's not a good commander. Gruul is large spells, and then web slinging. Web slinging is a fun mechanic. All right, pack 1. Let's open the shit. See what we get. Actually, hold up. Nope, that's not what I need. I can't. Keyboard's a little off to the side. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's start. First pack. Already opened it. Cool. All right. We got a hot dog. I love the hot dog. 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the back. Another Spider X. He's a 6/6 dinosaur hero for a 6-tap. Reach, trample, and ward 2. Not bad for a dino deck. Common Crook. When this creature dies, create a treasure token. City Pigeon. When this creature leaves the battlefield, create a food token. Beetle. Legacy Criminal. He's a 4-tap with flying. He's a 3/3. I can pay 2. Exile this card from my graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature. It gains flying to end the turn. That's actually not bad for the Jeskai deck, I'd say. Shock. Deals 2 damage to any target. Spider Islanders. Mayhem. 2-tap. Mayhem. You may cast this card from your graveyard for 2 if you discard it this turn. Timing or soul pull. Not great. I don't think the Mayhem mechanic's great. Lurking Lizards. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. He's a 1/3, not bad. Ezekiel Sims Spider Totem. Oh, wow. Okay. Reach at the beginning of combat on your turn. Target spider you control gets +2/+2 at the end of turn. He's 3/5. Shriek Troublemaker. Mutant Villain. 2/3. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may discard a card when you do. Target creature can't block this turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, Shriek deals 1 damage to that player. I think you're going to find that Rakdos, I think, is the red-black, are just not great in this set. Spider, piloted by Penny. Now this is a fun one. He's a legendary artifact creature. 4/4. When Spider enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Whenever a modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. This would be really good in, like, the Evangelion deck, which I think is a Shurikai proxy. So Shurikai deck. Rent is due foil. God. Even in Magic, you can't get away from it. Your rent's due. At the beginning of your end step, you may tap 2 untapped creatures and or treasures you control. If you do, draw a card. Otherwise, sacrifice this enchantment. That's so fucking silly. Plains. Scarlet Spider Ben Riley. Web slinging for Gruul. Trampled sensational save. If Scarlet Spider was cast using web slinging, he enters with X +1/+1 counters on him, where X is the mana value of the return creature. Not bad. That's pretty good. And Symbiote Spider-Man. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from your top of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your library. Cool. Not a shabby start, I'd say so. All right. Looks like we got a human citizen token. The treasure on the back. Gotta separate the tokens for me. I'm working on a fun little deck, a Frenchman deck, where the idea is it just creates a ton of food and you throw the food at the enemies. The only problem with it is I want a way to also heal the table, so like I want it to be like a food fight. You got Subway Train. When this vehicle enters, you may pay green. If you do, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle. That's not too bad. Merciless Enforcers. Wild Pack Squad. At the beginning of combat on your turn, up to one target creature gains first strike and vigilance at end of turn. Okay. Whoosh. Kicker. Has 2. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell is kicked, draw a card. That's not great. That's pretty bad. Angry Rabble. Whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then for 6, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Activate. That is fucking terrible. Holy shit, that's not good. Scout the city. Choose one. Look around. Mill 3 cards. You may put a permanent card from among them into your hand. You gain 3 life. Or bring down. Destroy target creature with flying. I see look around being the big winner on that one. Spider-Bot. 2 tap. When this creature enters, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that card on top. That's a good one for Gruul. It reminds me a lot of... there's another one that's kind of similar. Pumpkin Bombardment! As additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, or pay 2 mana. Pumpkin Bombardment deals 3 damage to target creature. I really like a Pumpkin Bombardment. Originally, I wanted to do a Rakdos deck because the Eternal set that they had with showing Green Goblin, he was Rakdos. But there's just no Rakdos support really in this deck. Spider Slayer Hatred Honed. Artifact creature, whenever he deals damage to a spider, destroy that creature. Damn, okay. 6, exile this card from your graveyard. Create 2 tapped 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature tokens with flying. You're really depending on someone playing a spider with that one, so I don't know. Aunt May, whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. It's a spider, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Solid card, absolutely solid. A foil flying Octobot. Whenever another villain you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. This ability only triggers once each turn. This would be good like an Eggman deck. Ooh, that's a fun land, a fun mountain. Rhino, Barreling Brute. Vigilance, Trample, Haste, 6/7 for fucking 7. Jesus. Whenever you attacks, if you cast a spell with mana 4 or greater this turn, draw a card. Kind of a late game card. And then Doc Ock Tentacles. Whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, you may attach this equipment to it, and it gets +4/+4. Otherwise, you pay 5 mana to equip it. Not terrible. I think so far the Aunt May was solid. The Aunt May was a solid hit. That's going to be really good for life gain decks, and then hitting into an Aether Flux Reservoir. Another hot dog. You love hot dogs, dog. Enter Demon Gangsters. Daily Bugle Reporters. When this creature enters, choose 1 puff piece, put a +1/+1 counter on each up to 2 targets. And then investigate journalism, return target creature with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. For a 4 tap, yeah. Passenger Ferry. Whenever this vehicle attacks, you may pay blue. When you do, another target creature can't be blocked this turn. I think these would be really good in like the Edge of Eternity Space Station decks. Electric Bolt deals 4 damage to a target creature, and then you got a Mayhem. Another Spider X. Another Scout the City. Another Spider Bot. Another Ezekiel. Sudden Strike. Destroy target attacking or blocking creature. Oh, wow. That is Silk lowering the shit out of Black Cat. God damn, dude. The Spots Portal. God, I love that they fucking... I love that they really worked into the Spider-Verse stuff. Put a target creature on the bottom of its owner library. You lose 2 life unless you control a villain. Ooh, Foil Venom's Hunger. That part is sick. It costs 2 less to cast for if you control a villain, and then the store target creature, you gain 2 life. Ominous Asylum. That art is sick. And it's a land that enters tap, and then you can surveil. Rocket Powered Goblin Glider. When this equipment enters, if it was cast from the graveyard, attach it to a target creature you control. Creature gets 2++2 and has flying and haste. And behold the Sinister Six. That's a mythic. Return up to 6 target creature cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a good card. A lot of strong, like, black cards, but not a lot of strong red cards to go along with the Rakdos theme. Well, spoiler alert. We got a fucking Spider X again. Alright. Spider X. Common Crook. Another Pigeon. We got a Beetle again. Shock again. Spider Manifestation. Reach. You can tap them to add red or green. Whenever you cast a spell with mana 4 or greater, untap this creature. Really good, actually. I like that. Vibrant Cityscape. That's beautiful. Sacrifice land, search your library for a basic land card. Eerie Gravestone. When this artifact enters, draw a card. Sacrifice this artifact. Mill 4 cards. You may put a creature card from among them into your hand. Okay. Chameleon. Now, this card was going around pretty fast. This one's pretty good. You may have Chameleon enter as a copy of a creature you control, except his name is Chameleon Master of Disguise, and you mayhem him. Molten Man Inferno Incarnate. He's a 0/0 for 3. When he enters, search your library for a basic mountain card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, and shuffle. And then he gets a +1/+1 for each mountain you control. And when he leaves the battlefield, sacrifice land. Everything else is pretty decent, except for that last line. A foil Aunt May. You'll love to see it. University Campus. Prison Break. Return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. And then Cheering Crowd. At the beginning of each player's first main phase, that player may put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. If they do, they add, oh, so that's a Group Hug Gruul card. They get a colorless mana for each one. That's actually really fun. I like that idea. A Gruul Group Hug, because normally if you see Gruul, you just don't want to give any more ramp to them, but I'm just saying, that's a pretty solid card for a 4-player Magic game. Spider, I see something big there. Spoiler alert, it's a Gwen. Subway Train, Merciless Enforcers. Spider-Man Web Slinger. Web Slinging for a 1-tap. You may cast a spell for the 1 if you also return a tap creature you control to its owner's hand. So kind of like Ninjutsu. Whoosh. Damn, Stragon the Dinosaur Man. This isn't the guy who said, I want... No, you could cure cancer with that tech. No, I want to be a dinosaur, is it? Menace, Dinosaur Formula. 2-tap, discard this card. Until end of turn, target creature control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. That's really good in a dinosaur deck, actually. Gallant Citizen. When this creature enters, draw a card. Oscorp Research Team. Very big blocker, but that's really about it. Spectacular Tactics. Choose one. You can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until end of turn, or destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. For a 2-tap, that bottom one's pretty decent. Rhinos Rampage. I'm not reading all that. Tombstone! Let's fucking go! When Tombstone enters, return target villain card from your graveyard to your hand. Villain spells cost you 1 less cast. That's fun. I love Tombstone. Oil Police Captain. Swamp. And... oh, wait, nope. Madam Web Clairvoyant. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spider spells and non-creature spells from the top of your library. Whenever you attack, you may mill a... This is a really good card for the Spider-Man archetype. Then we got a Gwen Stacy. 2-tap. When Gwen Stacy enters, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as you control this creature, and then you transform her. Enter Ghost Spider. Flying, Vigilance, and Haste, 4/4. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a +1/+1 counter on her. Remove 2 counters from Ghost Spider, exile the top card of your library, and play that card this turn. Pretty good card. I don't think it's worth anything. There are a lot of Gwen Stacy's. Yeah, about $5. $5. Not the super turbo expensive Gwen Stacy. But good news is we got one for Whist. I think the spider art, I don't really like the Gwen Stacy art. It looks a little off-putting, you know? But I do like the Spider-Gwen art. I like the comic book art. I think they should have just done more comic book arts. Like how they did the Legacy, the Saga enchantments. That was really good. Okay. Professional Wrestler. You'll love to fucking see it. When this creature enters, create a treasure token. And this creature can't be blocked by more than one creature. 4/4. Dude, if they give the boulder for the Avatar set, this is going to go hard. Scorpion Sting. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Wild Pack Squad. Doc Ock Sinister Scientist. As long as there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, Doc Ock has pace, power, and toughness 8/8. Holy shit, okay. As long as you control another villain, Doc Ock has hexproof. That's pretty good for, like, the fucking Eggman. Taxi Driver! Got target, 1-tap. Target creature gains haste until the end of turn. I was reading the quote. I got 2 speeds, buddy. Fast and off duty. I don't know what the fuck that was. Skyward Spider. It's 2/2 with War 2. This creature is flying as long as it's modified. Lurking Lizards. Vulture, Scheming Scavenger. Whenever he attacks, other villains you control gain flying until end of turn. Okay, for a 6-tap. Spiders. Spiders, man. Heroic Horde. Ew. Web slinging for 6-tap. Whenever he enters, if they were cast using web slinging, you gain 3 life and to create 2/1 green spider creature tokens with reach. Okay, not bad. For a 2-tap? Not bad. Prison Break. Agent Venom. Foil. Flash Menace. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, you draw 1 card and lose 1 life. Not bad. A Foil University Campus. Origin of Spider-Man. Damn it. Usually they do like the comic. I wanted the comic sagas because they do like comic book panels and then they show everything, but not bad. Create a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Becomes a legendary spider hero in addition to its other types. And then target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. And then we got a Strength of Will. This is a really good card. Till end of turn, target creature you control gains haste, gains indestructible. Whenever this creature is dealt damage, you put that many +1/+1 counters on it. This is an extremely good card that I foresee going into almost every fucking like any green deck. It's going to be in almost every green deck, I have a feeling. Like, that's just strong. All right. I'm going to need a trash can very soon. Human Citizen. Grow extra arms. The spider costs. This spell costs 1 less for if its target. Fuck this card. Risky Researcher. Surveil 2, then draw 2 cards. You lose 2 life. A pigeon. Beetle again. Shock. Spectacular Tactics. Spider-Man No More. I think we haven't seen this one yet. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature is citizen with base power, toughness 1/1 and has defender and loses all types of other abilities. Awesome. Spider Islanders. Spider Bite Web Warden. When Spider Bite enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay. Web Crawl. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/1 green spider creature token with reach. Then you gain 1 life for each spider you control. Spiders you control get +1/+1 can't be blocked by creatures with defender. That's pretty fun. Oil Merciless Enforcers. Suburban Sanctuary. Wise Crack. Target creature deals damage equal to its powers to its... Target creature deals damage equal to a power itself. If the creature is attacking, Wisecrack deals 2 damage to that. Oh, okay. That's a really good counter. And we did it! Look at that! We got a Mr. Negative. Vigilance Lifelink. Dark Force Inversion. When Mr. Negative enters, you may exchange life totals with target opponent. If you lost life this way, draw that many cards. 5/5. That is a great commander. I'm just gonna fucking clean those up. All right, we got to put a got on these because we actually got one. That's fucking huge. One goes right there. Yeah, we got a Mr. Negative. Awesome. It's not exactly... I know a lot of people are kind of shitting on that card for not being great, but it's such a fun little concept to make a deck around. I kind of like the idea a lot. That's how I judge what commanders I do. It's like, do they have fun win cons, or are they just kind of the same shit? Spoiler alert, another fucking dino. Spider Treasure. Alright, Spider X. Common Crook. Daily Bugle Reporters. Passenger Ferry. Shock. Hot Dog Cart! We already won. Big pull here. Whenever this artifact enters, create a food token, and then you add 1 mana of any color. Hot Dog. Skyward Spider. Venomized Cat. Fucking creepy. Death Touch. Whenever this creature enters, mill 2 cards. Living Brain. Mechanical Marvel. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target non-equipment artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 3 until end of turn. Untap it. Okay. Sudden Strike. Foil Daily Bugle Reporters. A Foil Mountain. Spider-Mobile. Whenever this creature, this vehicle attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each spider you control. Okay. Arana, Heart of the Spider. Legendary creature. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature. Whenever you modified creature you control deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Not bad. Definitely a worthwhile addition to a deck, but I don't know about how. We're getting a Mysterio in this. Venom's Hunger, City Pigeon, Beetle, Electro's Bolt, Spider X, Spider Manifestation, Eerie Gravestone, News Helicopter. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 green and white human citizen creature token. Superior Foes is SPOODAH. Whenever you cast a spell with mana 5 or 4 greater, you may exile the top card of your library. If you do, you may play that card until you exile another card with this creature. Okay, so a lot of exiling. Sandman's Quicksand. You can pass casting for Mayhem. And then also, all creatures get -2/-2 end of turn. If the spell's Mayhem cost is paid, all creatures your opponents control get -2. So it basically, instead of everyone, it's just your opponents. Okay. A foil Daily Bugle Building adds a colorless. You can pay 1 and tap it to add mana of any color. And then Smear Campaign. 1 tap. Target legendary creature gains minutes until end of turn. Activate only as sorcery. Not bad. Island. Rhino Barreling Brute. Radioactive Spider. Is that a mythic? Reach and Death Touch, Fateful Bite. 2, sacrifice this creature, search your library for a Spider Hero card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle or activate only as a sorcery. That's actually pretty good if you're doing a Spider-Man archetype. That plus Madam Web, huge. I really hope we get some comic book art. Hot dog! Good. That means good things. This pack's gonna be big. Common Crook. Selfless Police Captain. Unstable Experiment. Target creature draws a card, then up to 1 target creature control connives. We got that in the other pack. Romantic Rendezvous. Professional Wrestler. Mob Lookout. When this creature enters, target creature control connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a +1/+1 creature on this counter on this creature. Bagel and Schmear, finally! I've been waiting for this card! Oh, this is the best card in the set right there. I guess I could read it. Share! For white mana, tap, sacrifice this artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature, draw a card, activate only sorcery, or Nosh. 2 tap, sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Not, jokes aside, it is, like, an okay card, but I just love the idea of a bagel. Minimize Cat. Flash Thompson, Spider Fan. Of course he has fucking Flash. Whenever Flash Thompson enters, choose 1 or both Heckle, target creature, and Hero Worship. Untap target creature. That's fucking amazing. Selfless Spider Suit. Artifact Equipment. Equipped creature gets +2 and +2 as a Spider Hero, in addition to its other types. Unstable Experiment Foil. That's the second one we got in this pack. Savage Mansion. Web Warriors. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Lady Octopus. Spider Inventor. Whenever you draw your first or second card each turn, put an Ingenuity counter on Lady Octopus, and then you could tap her to cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana values less than or equal to the number of Ingenuity counters on Lady Octopus without paying its mana cost. For 1 tap? That's really good. That's a solid commander. Damn. Okay. It's not as good as, like, Urza, but that's a fun one. Another hot dog. Craven's Cats. 2/2. This creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. Not great. Venom, Evil Unleashed. 5 tap. Death Touch. 2. Pay 2. 3. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature against Death Touch until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. 4/4/5. Not great, but not bad. Web Up. Whenever this enchantment enters, exile target non-land permanent on opponent controls until the enchantment leaves the battlefield. Mysterious Phantasm. Whenever this creature attacks, mill a card. Dinosaur. Kapow! Put a +1/+1 counter on a target creature control. It fights target creature and opponent controls. So Death Touch plus that, not a bad idea. Spider Bot. Scout the City. Spider-Girl, Legacy Hero. During your turn, Spider-Girl has flying. When Spider-Girl leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 green and white human citizen creature token. Okay. Green Goblin Revenant. Foil Scour the Series. Savage Manson. Spider-Mobile. Ultimate Green Goblin. Holy shit, okay. For 3, at the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card, then create a treasure token, and then Mayhem. Okay. Just infinite treasure. I am noticing that we're getting a lot of foils of the same card we already pulled. So that makes me wonder how many cards are actually, like, in this. I don't expect to pull it like a Soulstone or anything, but it'd be nice to pull something that kind of fucking huge. Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary. He's a common? Fucking wild. Okay, 5 tap. Web slinging. Whenever you enter, search your library for a basic land card and then put it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffled. Okay. Inner Demon Gangsters. Web up. Mysterious Phantasm. Angry Rabble. Spider Islanders. Hot Dog Cart! Lurking Lizards. Spider Suit. Vulture Scheming Scavenger. Ooh, this is new and it's foiled. Swarm, Being of Bees. Flash Flying and Mayhem. 2/2. Ominous Asylum. Spider-Man India. What is his name? I don't remember. Web Slinging. Paviter. Yeah. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control, gains flying until end of turn. Pretty good. And Hide on the Ceiling. Exile X target artifacts and/or creatures. Return the exiled cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of next end step. That's good with Lady Doc Ock. Holy shit, that's... I might actually make a Lady Doc Ock deck. That's actually really fucking good. Yeah, these packs are somehow the easiest ones and the hardest ones to open. Venom's Hunger. Starling, Aerial Ally. Flying, when Starling enters another target creature control, gains flying until end of turn. Okay, for a 5-tap, and I don't know. Doc Ock's Henchman. Steel Wrecking Ball. Whenever this artifact enters, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Holy shit. It's colorless too. Well, it's not color. It's a 1 red, discard this artifact, destroy target artifact. I don't know. That's kind of good with Lady Doc Ox. Grow Extra Arms. Eerie Gravestone. Spider Manifestation. Hot Dog Cart. Prowler, Clawed Thief. 2/3 with Menace, and whenever another villain you control enters, Prowler Connives. Spider, you okay? Spiders cross the multiverse to die and must keep them safe. I don't know what the fuck accent that was, chat. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card and gain 2 life. A foil Mysterious Phantasm. Forest. Alien Symbiosis. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Has Menace. And is a symbiote. In addition to its other types, you may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. And then a Rent is Due. Damn, the Rent is Due is a rare, too. Fuck. I was trying to be generous because some of the cards we're looking for aren't like super rare. Like I think it's like an uncommon here and there. Because I really like the idea. I think this is going to be a big one for the Jeskai deck I want to make. Or I have. Subway Train, Merciless Enforcers, Web Up, Mysterious Phantasm, Angry Rabble, Spider-Man No More, Spider Islanders, Lurking Lizards, Terrific Team Up. The spell costs 2 less to cast if you control a permanent with mana 4 or greater. 1 or 2 target creatures you control each get +1/+0 until end of turn. They deal damage equal to their power to a target creature an opponent controls. Not bad. Oh. We got Morbius, the Living Vampire. Flying, Vigilance, and Lifelink for a 3/1. For blue and black, exile this card from your graveyard. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It's Morbin time. Foil Common Crook. Sinister Hideout. Silver Sable, Mercenary Leader. When Silver Sable enters, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature. Whenever they attack, target modified creature control gains lifelink until end of turn. Okay, I can see the next card. It is a multicolored. Urban Retreat. Damn. I was thinking maybe Cosmic Spider-Man would be fucking huge. Okay. Spider-Man, Brooklyn Visionary. Inner Demon Gangsters. Oh, I didn't. Good thing I don't have fucking eidetic memory, otherwise I could fucking remember that. Passenger Ferry, Electro's Bolt, Pumpkin Bombardment, Vibrant Cityscape, Daily Bugle Building, Robotics Mastery, Flash, enchant creature when this aura enters, create 2 1/1 colorless robot artifact creature tokens with flying, enchanted creature +2/+2. Good for the Doc Ock deck. Scorpion Seething Striker. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature you control died this turn. No, if a creature died this turn, target creature you control connives. Okay. 3/3 for a 4-tap. Foil Shriek Troublemaker. A Forest. Morloon, Devourer of Spiders. Lifelink, and he enters with X +1/+1 counters on him. When he enters, he also deals X damage to target opponent. Okay. An Arachne, Psionic Weaver. When they enter, look at an opponent's hand, then choose a card type other than creature. Spells of the chosen type cost 1 more to cast. For everybody? Sucks. Damn. Okay. That's an annoying card. I see. That is, I want to be targeted by everyone in the pod. Kill me. I'm playing Spider-Man deck. Citizen. Brooklyn Visionary, Inner Demon Gangsters, Web Up. I've seen this one before. Phantasm. Angry Rabble. Vibrant Cityscape. Mob Lookout. Bagel and Schmear. Another Bagel and Schmear. I will take all of them. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Sandman's Quicksand, but we did get a foil comic Dr. Octopus Master Planner. Other villains you control get +2/+2. Your max hand size is 8 at the beginning of your instep. If you have fewer than 8 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the distance. He's a 4/8 for 7. What is fun? That's a fun commander. Is he worth anything? I don't think so. About $4. That's a good one, though. I like that a lot. Island. Terrific team up. Iron Spider Stark Upgrade. Visions. Tap him to put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact, creature, and vehicle you control. Remove 2 +1/+1 counters from among artifacts you control and draw a card. You know, honestly, running Dr. Octopus Master Planner as a commander and then having the Lady Doc Ock in there may not be a bad idea. Although I think the mechanic works better with Lady Doc Ock just because she is so cheap, and that if you're going for straight artifacts... Yeah, honestly, just go for straight artifact with Lady Doc Ock. I don't think those two would work super well together, unfortunately. That's a cool card art. Brooklyn Visionary, Inner Demon Gangster, Selfless Police Captain, Doc Ock, Sinister Scientist. Romantic Rendezvous, Skyward Spider, Venomized Cat. Heroic Horde, Flash Thompson. Oop. Raging Goblinoids, okay. Goblin Berserker Villain, Mayhem 2, and he's a haste 5/4. Fair enough for a Goblin deck? Hell yeah. Silver Sable, foil. Suburban Sanctuary. With great power. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each aura equipment attached to it, and all damage that will be dealt to you is dealt to that enchanted creature instead. Spinneret and Spiderling. I already got this one. Whenever you attack with 2 or more spiders, put a +1/+1 counter on them. Whenever they deal 4 or more damage, exile the top card of your library until the next end of your next turn. You may play that card. What did we... This is probably this is so far a sleeper hit for me, because I am working on a Goblin deck because I just have a bunch of Goblin cards. This is actually really good for that deck. A strong Goblin is insane. Like outside of Muxus, I can't really think of any like that have that huge of power. Spider. Okay, Common Crook, Daily Bugle Reporter, Passenger Ferry, Shock, Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary, Gallant Citizen, Vibrant Cityscape, Masked Meower. Oh, Voice is gonna want this one. Discard a card, sacrifice a creature, draw a card. Another Goblinoid. Sun Spider Nimble Webber. During your turn, Sun Spider has flying. Whenever they enter, search your library for an enchantment or equipment card. Either put it in your hand and then shuffle. Okay. Mechanical Mobster Foil. Whenever this creature enters exiled up to one target card from your graveyard, target creature you control connives. Okay. Forest Foil. School Days. Choose one. Do homework, draw 3 cards, and fight crime. Counter target spell, draw a card. I know a lot of people have been giving shit the idea that in Magic you have to do your homework. That's funny. Black Cat Cunning Thief. Oh, God. Art's not great. Whenever they enter, look at the top 9 cards of your target opponent's library. Exile 2 of them face down, then put the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. You may play the exiled cards for as long as they remain exiled. Mana of any type can be spent to cast spells this way. Not a bad card. Just don't like the art. Really hard to see. Alright, Human Citizen. Scorpion Sting, Wild Pack Squad. Doc Ock. Taxi Driver, hey taxi! Subway Train. Hot Dog Cart. Skyward Spider. Craven Proud Predator. See, 3-tap Gruul Vigilance top of the food chain. Craven's power is equal to the greatest amount of value among permanents you control. For Gruul, not bad. Flying Octobot, Supportive Parents. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control, add 1 mana of any card controller. Damn, okay. Ooh, I know it's not worth shit, but the foil on this is beautiful. God, that's pretty. Swamp and a Spider Punk. Riot, this creature enters with your choice of a 1/1 counter or haste. Other spiders you control have Riot, spells or abilities can't be countered, damage can't be prevented. Oh god, that's good. Hold up, wait a minute. I know Spider-Punk's alternative... Yeah, Spider-Punk has a couple of alternative arts. But even this one is $4. And Spider-Verse. The legend rule doesn't apply to spiders you control. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may copy it. If you do, you may choose new targets for this copy. If the copy is a permanent spell, it gains haste. Do this only once each turn. Okay. Spider-Punk's good. I like the Spider-Punk. Hot dog! Swarm being a bee, Starling. Doc Ock Henchman. Street Wrecking Ball. Grow Extra Arms. News Helicopter. Venomized Cat. Skyward Spider. Shocker Unshakable. During your turn, Shocker has first strike. Vibro Shock Gauntlets. When he enters, he deals 2 damage to target creature and then 2 damage to that creature controller. Not bad. Pretty damn expensive, but not bad. Secret Identity. Choose one. Conceal it until the end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1 and gains hexproof. Or reveal until end of turn. Target creature you control becomes a hero with base power and toughness 3/4 and gains flying until in vigilance. Why would I ever do the other thing? Foil Web Warriors. Foil Mountain. Scarlet Spider Kane. Whenever they enter, you may discard a card if you do put a +1/+1 counter on him. Yeah! Electro! Flying 2/3 for 3. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases in. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get to add a red mana for free. Whenever they leave the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, he does X damage to target player. Hell yeah. We got him. I'm so happy we did, because that is a good card for me to have in my Jeskai deck. He's going in. All right, another hot dog. Good signs. Craven's Cats. Swarm. Whip. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. If it's Spider, it gains 2 life. Amazing Acrobatics. Choose one or both. Counter target spell or tap 1 or 2 target creatures. Spider-Gwen Free Spirit. Whenever they become tapped, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So another Spider-Gwen for Whist. Guy in the Chair. Add 1 mana of any color. Masked Meower. Gallant Citizen. Morbids. It's Morbid time. Silver Sable. Foil Grow Extra Arms. A Mountain. Spider-Man Noir. I have a friend who was looking for this one. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, put a +1/+1 counter on it, then a surveil X, where X is the number of counters on it. Fucking good. Spot, living portal. Look at that art. Damn. Human scientist villain when Spot enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent and up to 1 target non-land permanent card from graveyard. When Spot dies, put him on the bottom of his owner's library. If you do, return the target exiled. Return the exiled card to their owner's hands. That's a lot. I don't think he's worth anything if I had to guess. The art is fucking fantastic, though. Nah, he's not worth shit, but that is fun art. Alright. Stop pussyfooting around, just get the remainders out of the box. We have plenty left to do. Okay. Risky Research, City Pigeon, Beetle, Shock, Spider-Man. I'm going to zoom the camera in a little bit, actually. Give me a second. That's way too much. A little too much still. There we go. Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary. Spider-Man No More. Spider Manifestation. News Helicopter. Heroes Hangout. Choose one date night. Exile the top 2 cards of the library. And then choose one of them. Until the end of the next turn, you may play that card. Or Patrol Night. 1 or 2 target creatures get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. Wraith. Victorious Vigilante. Double strike and Fear Gas. Wraith can't be blocked for a 1/1 for 3. Okay. Foil Pumpkin Bombardment. University Campus. Spider. Interdimensional Web Watch. Interdimensional Web Watch. Whenever this artifact enters, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards, and then you can tap to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. Spend this mana only to cast spells from exile. Okay. I believe Lady Doc Ock has something to do with exile, so not the worst artifact to have out there. Spider X, we haven't seen him in a minute. Common Crook. Selfless Police Captain, I'm trying to scoot in a little bit. Unstable Experiment. Romantic Rendezvous. Vibrant Cityscape. Spectacular Tactics. Pumpkin Bombardment. Living Brain, Mechanical Marvel. Shriek. Foil Web Up. Sinister Hideout. Supportive Parents. The Clone Saga. Surveil 3. Whenever you next cast a creature spell this turn, copy it, except the top copy isn't legendary, and choose a card name. Whenever a creature with the chosen name deals a combat damage to a player this turn, draw a card. That's kind of rough. And that's the last thing. Okay. It's kind of rough because in Commander you don't really get to do that. Unless you do like a million rat. Or the cards that just let you have unlimited amount, but that's a blue, and the rats are, I'm thinking, are black. So you can't really do that. Food token. Raven's Cats. Swarm being a bee. Spider-Man Web Slinger. Whoosh. Dinosaur. Spectacular. Mechanical Mobster. Pictures of Spider-Man. Whenever this artifact enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Sacrifice this artifact and create a treasure token. Tombstone. Oop. Costume Closet. Oh my god. Fun art. This artifact enters with 2 +1/+1 counters on it, and I can tap it to move a +1/+1 counter from this artifact onto target creature control. Activate only as a sorcery, and whenever a modified creature you control leaves the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on this artifact. Okay. Foil Molten Man. First. Friendly Neighborhood. That's so cute. Enchant land when this aura enters. Create 3 1/1 green and white human citizen creature tokens. Enchanted land has 1 tap. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature control. Activate only as a sorcery. This wouldn't be bad in the Jeskai Monk deck. Oscorp Industries. A multi-land, huh? Okay, give me a second. What a waste of time to make these fucking bots. Okay. One, two, three, four. Inner Demon Gangster, Selfless Police Captain, Doc Ock, Romantic Rendezvous, Professional Wrestler, Venomized Cat, Vibrant Cityscape, Mob Lookout, Spider Slayer, we've seen that one, Aunt May, a Foil City Pigeon. It can only get better if I had a foil bagel with schmear. Ominous Asylum, The Spot's Portal, another Strength of Will, and that's that. Another Strength of Will. I won't say no to that. Strength of Will is going to be a fucking staple. You're going to see that a lot. We have been seeing a lot of fucking dupes, though, I gotta say. I know I'm not expecting to get one of the, like, rare borderless, but it'd be really nice to have more comic book art. Like, think of, like, the Final Fantasy set. They went hog wild with the amount of alt art you could get in there. This one just seems a little lazier. I don't know. Web Up, Mysterious Phantasm, Angry Rabble, Craven's Cat, Swarm Being a Bee, Scout the City, Pumpkin Bombardment, Spider-Girl, Legacy Hero, Hobgoblin, Mantled Marauder. Flying Haste, whenever you discard a card, he gets +2/+0 until end of turn for a 2-tap. Not bad. Alien Symbiosis Foil, Mountain, Madam Web, Carnage, Crimson Chaos. I love Carnage. He's my favorite Spider-Man villain. I think he's my favorite Marvel... Damn. Weird. He's my favorite villain, period, the end, in all of Marvel. They did him dirty. He's a 4/3 for 4. Trample whenever he enters. Return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it gains, this creature attacks each combat if able, and when this creature deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. And he has Menace, or Mayhem. Not great. Not great. He should be a lot stronger. My only complaint. Like, he is... I don't know. Like, something where he, every time, like, he attacks, he actually hits everything around him would be fucking insane. 1, 2, 3, 4. Craven Cats, Scorpion Sting, Spider-Man Webslinger, Doc Ock, Taxi Driver, Bagel and Schmear. We're winning. News Cop Helicopter, Mob Lookout, Sun Spider, Picture Spider-Man, Foil Spider-Man No More, Foil Savage Mansion, School Days, Bio-Organic Carapace. Artifact equipment, when this equipment enters, attached to target creature control, and they get +2/+2 and has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card for each modified creature you control. Okay, so with the SPOODAH bands, not bad. Alright, we have 2 packs after this one. Still have time to pull something huge, something fat, something to keep the cardboard addiction rolling. Professional Wrestler, Scorpion Sting, Wild Pack Squad, Unstable Experiment, Taxi Driver, Mechanical Mobster, Oscorp Reach. I see a comic back there. Flying Octobot, Craven. Ooh. Web Warrior Comics. Foil Spider Manifestation, Savage Mansion, Cheering Crowd, Mysterio Master of Illusion. Whenever they enter, create a 3/3 blue illusion villain creature token for each non-token villain you control. Exile those tokens when Mysterio leaves the battlefield. Okay. So we did get a comic. It's Web Warriors. So we have a lot of Web Warriors, but I'll take the comic art any day of the week. All right, second to last pack. Spider token. Risky Research. Whip. Amazing Acrobatics, Spider-Gwen, Guy in the Chair, Eerie Gravestone, Spider Islanders, Hot Dog Cart, Damage Control Crew. Whenever this creature enters, choose one you can repair, return target card with mana value 4 or greater from your graveyard to your hand, or end pound, exile target artifact or enchantment. Not bad. Chameleon, a Foil Craven Cat, Plains, Molten Man, Inferno Incarnate, and Arachne. Fuck. Last pack. I believe that we're gonna get the Gwen Stacy she actually wants, the comic book one. I see something back there. I'm gonna not look. 3 and 4. I promise I'm not swapping out the cards. Venom's Hunger, Starling Aerial Ally, Doc Arc Henchman, Steel Wrecking Bar, Mask Meower, Mechanical Mobster, Hobgoblin. Web Shooters! Let's fucking go! Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has reach, and whenever this creature attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls. I actually really wanted one of those. That's fucking huge. Now it's just money. It's just money after this, chat. Why can't I make it? Why can't I not make this? Ace duplicate. There we go. Alright, where are we? Costume Closet. Comeuppance. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you and planeswalkers you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage from a creature's source is prevented this way, Comeuppance deals that much damage to that creature's... Damn, so it just goes around. I love the comic book art. Symbiote Spider-Man. Okay. Foil and... Well, we got one more. Sinister Hideout and... The Death... Oh, wait, we got one more. Death of Gwen Stacy. Destroy target creature. Each player may discard a card. Each player who doesn't loses 3 life. And exile any number of target players' graveyards. Oh, that's fucking huge. We got a Norman Osborn. That's actually... We ended it on a big hit for me. Holy shit. This is $12. He can't be blocked. He's a 1/1. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, he can knives. And then you can transform him. Green Goblin. Flying Menace. When it spells you cast from graveyard costs 2 less to cast. Goblin formula. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Mayhem. The Mayhem cost is equal to its mana cost. What a fucking way to end it. Holy shit. So the only ones we didn't pull are the ones I did not think I was going to get. I did not think I was going to get the Soul Stone, and then, well, Spider-Ham I thought I had a reasonable chance of getting. But instead we got the ones that... I did not think I was going to get Norman. Alrighty. Now we're going to scan these. And then I will think that's what we'll call it. So, scanned. We're using Monobots to scan. Not sponsored. The app is fucking fantastic if you have a huge collection like I do. It's worth it in every sense of the word to do it. I do recommend that you only fucking... if you do it like I'm doing it, you just gotta kind of fucking make your own shit as you go, and you do have a limited amount of stuff. Set this to SPOODAH Man. And then I will go back to here. And that one. Yeah, the problem is that the only big problem is that it takes a while for them to get stuff. So like something like this, the Comeuppance or the comic book art is probably not going to scan, which kind of sucks. We can go back to it. Yeah, this is how we do it. Custom Closet, Web Shooters, Hobgoblin. For reference, Web Shooters is an 8-cent card I was looking for. That's fucking funny. Huge. Planes is going well. That's a Foil Craven Cat. So overall, if I had to say like kind of my thoughts on this set, I think I would agree with the sentiment that it is kind of lazy. It seems like there's a lot of like things that get very confusing of like, hey, I already thought I pulled that card. Turns out you pulled the other version of it rather than the one you were kind of hoping for, or just stuff like that. It just seems kind of lazy. It has fun mechanics for sure, so I'm not like a big hater on it. Like, obviously, there's some really fun cards in here that I was looking for. Well, I do think that it could have been done a little bit better with, like, more comic book art would have made this one of the best sets, in my opinion. If they had just stuck with the comic book art, I think they would have made, like, one of their best, like, Universes Beyond things right here. But it looks like we have more time to kind of discuss that because they have more things coming out. I think like, they announced... someone leaked, like, the entire release schedule for the next year, isn't it? So not only... So we got the next, like, couple of sets coming. You got Secret Strixhaven, Lorwyn Eclipse. I honestly don't know if I'll do Lorwyn Eclipse or... Probably with the Strixhaven. They got some retro art and with, like, Strixhaven. Marvel Superheroes is the next big fucking... you got Marvel Superheroes, you got The Hobbit. Makes sense that they're gonna do another fucking Lord of the Rings one. That one sold like fucking crazy. Reality Fracture. That's gonna be cool. Star Trek, I'm very excited for. The Star Trek one, I'm pretty sure is gonna be huge. For, like, space station stuff. And they have, like, a Nickelodeon crossover. That'll be really fun. And then they have a bunch of really fun secret layers coming out. They have a Sony one, and then they have a Office one. Honestly, a lot of them are kind of just sick. But I think until Avatar, and so we got Avatar next. I do have a box of Avatar coming. After that, it might be a bit before we hit some Magic content because none of the sets seem like turbo exciting to me. Like, Strixhaven I might do on stream, but it's kind of more like, hey, I know that this is Wist's favorite, like, Wist likes Strixhaven because it's a wizard school. It's very much Hogwarts, you know? But I don't expect her to, like, want to drop some serious dough on it, you know what I mean? It's worth mentioning that these products are fucking expensive, like, especially if it's a Universe Beyond, because of just, you know, Wizard of the Coast being fucking weird and people just trying to scalp shit. I know, like, I have my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, she's really into Pokemon right now, and God bless her, because the Pokemon market looks like a fucking nightmare at the moment. Like, it actually looks fucking awful to deal with. Sorry, I gotta scoot up a little bit for this. But yeah, not bad. I'm so happy we actually got some, like, really fun cards I was looking for. It looks like we got a lot of dupes, though, and usually what I do with dupes, I'll package them off and sell them, like, in bulk on eBay, or I give them to friends who are into Magic if they're interested. But, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that's not getting it. What I might do here is just in stream here, and that way I'll do this off camera, because this cannot be fun for you guys to watch. Either way, we'll be back later this week to play Bloodlines, and I think it's a pretty short thing, so if we get done with Bloodlines early, we might do some, like, other small games, like maybe we do Mega Bonk or something like that. Mega Bonk's great. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a great night and a great rest of your week until I see you. Bye!